Hey, mic check 1 2 3 4. Check, check, check. Mic check.
Mic check. Sometime today, the U.S. House of Representatives will vote on a nearly $500 billion relief bill. Okay.
Hello, mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check, check, check 1 2 3.
Yeah, I'm watching us on the stream right now. Good morning, friends. I can hear you, and well, you guys can probably hear me, but you can't see me. The stream is up. Oh yeah, I'm watching. All right, thanks for standing by with me. I had to do a quick wardrobe change. You guys know how that is. I had my fleece on again because it's so cold in the studio, and I keep forgetting to take it off before we go on. So, you know, it's just one of those things, but I kind of threw it around my head and whipped it over to the other side. So it's all good. Good morning, everybody. See, all the behind scenes that you would never see on the regular Good Morning show. We've got them for you here on After GMS. So we've got Ed Matthews here in the Weather Garden with his umbrella. Megan Malaris, Stacey Spivey, and Taran Kirksey are all working from home. We have a lot to talk to about this morning, but of course, the biggest story I think is going to be, well, Stacey, I mean, you're working on a conversation that you want all of us to weigh in on, right?
That's right. So coronavirus cases are going up as visits to the ER are actually going down, but don't let that statistic fool you. Novant Health says that they're seeing a sharp decline in emergency room patients during the pandemic, even though people need urgent care. So coming up, we're going to talk about people in need skipping the emergency room to avoid COVID-19.
All right, sounds good. And of course, you guys are monitoring weather and of course some storms coming this way. I hope it's not severe, Taran.
All right, let's talk about that right now. I do think that our severe threat is fairly low for today. Not impossible, but fairly low for today. And this is one of the big reasons why. We have rain moving in right now, and the rain's moving in during the time of the day that is usually the coolest part of the day. So you combine that with rain keeping the temperatures cool, that's going to help to limit the instability that we are going to probably have to work with as we head through the afternoon on to this evening. With that said, we're still going to have a pretty strong southwesterly wind, so we'll have to watch for maybe a few breaks in the cloud cover this afternoon. Maybe temperatures make it into the mid to upper 60s. If that happens, then we'll see a better chance of a couple of stronger storms developing. So don't let your guard down. We're going to be watching it for you here all day long, and we'll keep you updated on air and online as necessary. High temperatures today making it into, for most of us, the upper 50s to low 60s. But again, if we see a little bit of sunshine, we could quickly make it into the mid 60s, low temperature night in the 50s with a little bit of rain around. We'll see that chance of a few showers early tomorrow morning, and then we'll dry out after that. Friday afternoon looking pretty nice with high temperatures in the mid to possibly even upper 70s. And then we'll see another storm system move through on Saturday. That, once again, could produce a couple of isolated strong to severe thunderstorms as that sweeps through. Then we're dry Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Then we'll see another system move in next Wednesday. Let's quick look at your 7-day forecast.
Let's get right to your headlines now. Here at WFMY News 2, we are focused on bringing you the coronavirus facts to hopefully help ease some of your fears. Sometime today, the U.S. House of Representatives will vote on a nearly $500 billion relief bill. It includes more than $300 billion for the Small Business Loan Program, which ran out of money last week. The U.S. Senate passed the bill earlier this week, and President Trump says he will sign it when it gets to his desk. For a lot of businesses here in the Triad, that money cannot come fast enough. We've heard from several small business owners who say they applied for loans and did not receive a penny yet. This is one of the many reasons people are urging Governor Roy Cooper to essentially reopen North Carolina. We're expecting to hear from him about that today at 3. He's expected to lay out a 3-part plan for when different businesses can reopen. Before he makes that decision, he will likely take into account these numbers. There are, at last check, 7,200 confirmed coronavirus cases in our state, resulting in 242 deaths. Guilford County had 226 confirmed cases and 14 deaths since the pandemic began. Forsyth had 133 and 5 deaths. We have a link to a county-by-county map on our website.
Well, there is a confirmed coronavirus outbreak at a Guilford County nursing home. Claps Nursing Center is in Pleasant Garden. The center says 20 residents and 12 staff members have tested positive. The first case was identified last Friday. All 99 of the nursing home's residents and 60 employees have been tested. They say many of those with confirmed cases are not showing symptoms. Well, the facility sent us this statement that reads in part, quote, "Our employees have worked tirelessly since early March to follow all guidelines to prevent the spread of this virus. We've been busy preparing for the possibility of an outbreak. We are working to mitigate the spread," end quote. Well, we're learning more about how Winston-Salem plans to get a mask to everyone in the city. The city already has 60,000 of them from Mount Airy-based company Renfro. City leaders say they want everyone to wear one through May 31st. That is 40 days of social distancing. Masks will start becoming available at many faith-based organizations. There's a long list of them. You can see it here on your screen. We've also put it together for you on our website, WFMYnews2.com. All right, let's get to our conversations this morning. Stacey, you teased the first one, did a great job at that. So give us the full story here.
So while it's a good thing that emergency rooms aren't crowded with unnecessary visitors, healthcare workers say people are actually avoiding going in even with serious emergencies. So for perspective, on an average day inside the Forsyth Medical Center, emergency department staff normally see between 250 and 260 patients. But now they're only seeing about 140 people. Why? Well, people are associating hospitals with the coronavirus. Forsyth Medical says people are delaying care even after suffering a stroke or heart attack, or maybe something like breaking a bone. But their advice is if it's truly an emergency, do not put it off. You still need to go to the ER. I would understand why people may be concerned, but if you're having an emergency, like a very serious one, like breaking a bone, you need to go. Just take precautions.
Yeah, I can understand the delay and trying to think it over twice before you go. Marion brought up a good point on our Facebook feed here. She said, I thought that's exactly what we're supposed to do, is avoid ERs during this time because they could be crowded with people who need that coronavirus help. So I was like, that's actually a really good point, because at one point we did tell people, avoid the ER, call your doctors first. So some messages out there, a little bit different. So Ed, what do you think? Are people just avoiding the ER because of the virus?
Yeah, it may be just a fear factor, but I tell you what, I tell you what Ed would do. If I have a real serious medical emergency, especially something life-threatening, I'm going to go to the ER. For sure. You need to get something very serious checked out, something like that. But I can understand why people would be a little cautious as well. But, in these medical facilities, doctors' offices, of course, the hospitals, the ER, and also in the emergency room and things like that, our great medical people are doing everything by the books to keep it safe. But go, if you need to go, you got to go. You don't want to have a serious medical problem, and by not going, make it entirely worse, maybe even, life-threatening.
Absolutely, and we know in an emergency every second counts, so better to get the help sooner than later. Meg, where are you on this?
Well, we know prior to this coronavirus outbreak, there were many people who had to go to the ER for basic medical care because they either didn't have the right insurance to go to a primary care physician or they didn't have a primary care physician. So you would see people in the ER for things that weren't so serious. That said, maybe this coronavirus outbreak has cut down on that. I sure hope that if people are having very serious life-threatening situations like a stroke or a heart attack, that they're still going to go to the ER. And it sounds like our local Triad hospitals are doing a great job separating the COVID-19 patients from the general population that's coming into the ER with non-coronavirus symptoms or ailments. So that's great. We know Cone Health is using the former women's hospital that just moved to a brand new facility, maximizing that space, which I think is great.
Yeah, serious conditions, please still go to the ER. We want to save lives, not, risk lives. So, Taran, I know you would be the first one there if you're having a heart attack or something serious is going on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just use your common sense. If you're really sick, go to the hospital. If not, if there's something that, you can deal with at home, deal with it at home. It's kind of simple as that to me.
All right. Well, that was, yes, Stacy, go ahead.
Can I say something really quick?
Absolutely.
So, I also want to clarify really everything that we just said. So, if you have a serious medical complication or condition, you still need to go to the ER. The things that you need to be a little weary about is if you're having or experiencing any symptoms that are COVID-19 related, that's when we're saying, okay, you need to call a doctor before you go anywhere and talk to them about it first. So, again, I'm going to reiterate, if you have a serious medical condition, that is when you go to the ER, and that is what they were talking about in Forsyth County.
All right, sounds good. I can see why you needed to take that extra second to make sure that everybody was on the same page, and we never mind that. All right, as we work to get you the latest information about coronavirus, we also just are overwhelmed, and we need to take a break. I don't know about you. Raise your hand if you just need a break from the coronavirus. Yes. So we've got it for you in the form of a food fight. And this is a good old-fashioned food fight. So what are you eating this morning? Is it a bagel, a biscuit, maybe an English muffin? It is National English Muffin Day. I asked on my Facebook page, what's your bread of choice? Which one do you like? Because I'm a Southern girl and I love a biscuit. Well, one person says, definitely a hot, fluffy, buttery biscuit. Fanta says, a bagel is so versatile. You can make it a meal or a side, sweet or sour. That's my pick. We also have heard from Keegan, who said, English muffin. She says she's a Boston girl. And a lot of people have been weighing in this morning. We did get a lot of people who then said biscuits, but then specified where they like their biscuits from and how they like their biscuits done with gravy and butter. So, I mean, we really needed a break from coronavirus, so I'm going to get you guys to weigh in here. Ed Matthews, I think I know which way you're going to go.
Oh, yeah. I like them all. I like a good bagel. English muffins, I think they're great. Just a regular muffin, maybe a blueberry muffin or something like that. But you know what? Bring on the biscuits. Oh, I think I woke up the neighborhood. Yeah, those buttermilk biscuits, I'm going to weigh in. I got to say, Popeyes has, in my opinion, Popeye's chicken has the absolute best biscuits around. But we have a lot of our restaurants around the Triad that have a really good biscuit. But I got to vote for Popeyes and put them at the top of the list.
All right, so we've got one for biscuits. I can't wait to hear where our St. Louis, Missouri girl and now turned Southern belle, Megan Maleris, has to say.
Okay, so I would say my least favorite are bagels. I could just take or leave those. I do have an English muffin almost every day. I top it with butter and cottage cheese. For some reason, I love that combination. But I would have to say biscuits are probably my favorite. I love a good Bojangles biscuit sandwich with just cheese and egg. That's all I prefer. Or Biscuitville, so good. I've increased my biscuit affinity since moving here, for sure.
Yeah, and then when you add in the Bo biscuit, that just takes it to a different level, different atmosphere. All right, Taran, you're from Alabama, right? So that's as south as you can get. How are you feeling about that?
Definitely biscuits. I mean, if your biscuits that you make from scratch don't taste better than muffins, then you don't know what you're doing. Because biscuits are just done right are way better than any other type of bread. You know, when you like, you know, kind of freeze the butter and just kind of shave the butter into the dough and knead it in there. It's a whole different thing. Yeah, definitely biscuits.
Yeah, I mean, the way you described it and really got into every ingredient, Taran, I agree. I could almost picture you making one with your description. All right, Stacey, how about you?
Gosh, I'm so hungry talking about this. So I'm going to agree with everyone and just say biscuits all the way. My husband is such a great cook, and he makes homemade biscuits from scratch. They're incredible. However, I was just talking to him about this. He was like, oh, today on After GMS, we're going to talk about biscuits versus bagels and English muffins. And he said he likes bagels the most. And I said, okay, you're not a true Southerner if you don't like biscuits the most. But I was just kidding with him. Still love him.
Yeah, I just love carbs. So whatever is on my plate at the time is what's going all the way down.
Yep.
Like, I just love carbs. And I love it toasted. Whatever I'm eating, toast it, put some butter on it, and I'm good to go. But by far my favorite, biscuits. I can eat 6 in a row, guys.
Only 6?
Oh, ooh, yeah. All right, it is already 8 o'clock, guys, so let's wrap up with a look at our forecast.
Oh, and we forgot to talk about the sawmill gravy that you would put on the biscuit. Okay, I'll stop. My mouth is watering. I got to kind of clear my throat here and give you the 7-day. Hey, we'll keep an eye on things. Rain moving in. We're hoping it'll keep the atmosphere cool enough to limit severe weather later on today and tonight, but we're not out of the woods, so stay with us. Stay weather aware, and we'll keep you updated if anything fires later today and tonight. Low 60s today. Rain moves out tomorrow morning. Some clearing. Enough sunshine gets us into the mid-70s. Saturday, another system heads our way. Afternoon and overnight showers and storms on Saturday with a high of 70. And then we kind of move into a drier pattern for the Piedmont for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll see a dry pattern those days and looking at high temperatures into the mid and upper 60s.
All right, everybody, be safe from these storms that are going to be rolling through later today. Again, count on our team to keep you updated on the WFMY News 2 app, and you'll find alerts if anything gets serious. It'll go right to your phone. All right, guys, that's going to do it for After GMS right now, but we'll, of course, see you on the Good Morning Show tomorrow starting at 4:30, and we'll give you an update today at noon as well. Take care, everybody.